listening to the Positive Professional Podcast with your host, me, Tracy Yvonne. This podcast is a weekly conversation about all things mental health, self-care, and wellness. And there'll be sprinkles of positivity, mindfulness, and guided meditations. Have you heard of Vurbl? Vurbl is an audio streaming destination for all types of audio creators like myself, and anyone that loves listening to audio. Vurbl supports audio creators through their station model and helps listeners connect to meaningful content to listen to. And a few other things that makes Vurbl special is the unique creator tools such as snippets and playlists. Better discovery, streaming, it's free, and users can start monetizing right away by joining the Ambassador program or with only 1,000 station listens a month. I'm proud to say that I'm a Vurbl ambassador, a chosen thought leader in the category of mental health. And you can learn more as well as check out my podcast station and my curated mental health playlist at www.vurbl.com. That's www.vurbl.com. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 8. Today I'm going to be talking about overcoming performance anxiety. And everyone suffers from anxiety at some point or another, and anxiety is a normal part of everyday life. It can actually be a useful emotion in helping us to cope with stressful situations. Other times, anxiety can be out of control and interfere with our ability to function normally in stressful situations, even if the stress is just manufactured in our minds. There's always reasons to feel anxious, and all ages experience anxiety. Children feel it in school before a test, and even young babies feel it when separated from their caregiver. And adults have plenty of opportunities to feel anxious, whether it comes from a job, finances, romance, or due to being self-conscious. Sometimes anxiety comes about because people have to do something they fear doing. And one of the most common anxiety-producing experiences is when it comes to public speaking. Many people fear being in front of the public, either as a speaker or just as someone being singled out or even noticed in a crowd. Do you have a fear of speaking in public or performing on a stage? If so, you could be suffering from a type of performance anxiety. And do you have any of the following apply to you? If so, you may have performance anxiety. Examples would be worrying about looking foolish in front of other people and being laughed at, worrying that people can see how nervous you are, suffering from stage fright if you have to speak in front of others or perform on stage, experience anxiety in advance of the event simply from anticipating your fears, feel immediate and intense fear upon learning you need to perform or speak in public, attempting to get out of speaking engagements or public performances or not even showing up so that way you can get out of it, and missed out on opportunities because of your fear of being in a public spotlight. Performance anxiety is actually all in the mind of the sufferer. After all, not everyone fears going on stage, public speaking, and there is no danger in doing so. The fear comes from imagined dangers such as feeling like you're not smart enough or good enough to avoid ridicule. And so the way to overcome your performance anxiety is to change the way that you think. And I'm going to talk more about that in the next segment. Today's episode is brought to you by Ivy Elite Training. Are you looking for low-cost professional development workshops, topics like emotional intelligence, diversity and inclusion, and more? Then visit www.ivyelitetraining.com. That's www.ivyelitetraining.com. ivyelitetraining.com. So there are 4 steps involved in overcoming performance anxiety. Step 1, self-assessment. Get to know yourself both as a person and as a speaker or performer. Identify the problem thoughts that are holding you back and creating anxiety. Step 2, exposure and preparation. Find opportunities for limited performance exposure, but not to the point your anxiety kicks in. Practice your speech or performance. Tape it and watch yourself. Practice until you have it down pat. And always be prepared before giving your performance so you feel confident. Learn relaxation techniques and practice them right before your speech or performance. Step 3, the actual day. Visualize your audience as friends and family that wish you well. Don't think of yourself, think of the audience. Stay calm and enjoy yourself. Step 4, after the speech or the performance. Don't criticize yourself no matter what happens. Congratulate yourself for doing your best. And reward yourself for making progress. It's important to train yourself to change your thoughts, and instead of worrying about what people think, just go ahead and imagine that they're thinking great things about you. Imagine yourself as self-confident and thoroughly capable of completing the speech or performance. As you change your thinking, you will see your performance anxiety start to slip away. Thanks for listening and supporting this podcast. And make sure you're clicking the like and subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Stay safe, be well, and don't forget to be the best version of you.